Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful support on the most recent review, which was on the Robert Pattinson Batman figure here by Hot Toys in the middle. And now it's time to have some fun, and I just wanted to do a video showing him with the rest of the iconic Batmans here. The only one missing is Adam West, and I just think the look of the Adam West figure would throw things off a little bit. It's so drastically different. I have fond memories of the show and the movies, but I think these will be my main 5 Batman in the collection. So we have the newest arrival, Robert Pattinson by Hot Toys. Then we have a custom Batman Begins Christian Bale. Over there we have a heavily modified and custom parts Ben Affleck Dawn of Justice Batman. And there we have the Hot Toys Batman Returns Michael Keaton, but he's got a custom cape. And then we have the legendary Kevin Conroy at the back there from the Arkham games. So I just wanted to put them together and talk about things like intimidation factor, strength, detective skills from what we've seen in these movies and games, and not really put them against each other, but just have an interesting little video. I've got some things to point out, some things to say, just have some fun. So I hope you enjoy it. Check out the review on the figure if you haven't seen it already. And make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video for me, it'll help more people find the channel. I really appreciate that little bit of support there. And follow me on Instagram at DKnight333 for plenty of pictures and clips. Enjoy the video, folks. So who's got the best bat voice? You can let me know in the comments. My favorite, well, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Batman Begins. I know the Dark Knight trilogy, as they progressed with the movies, the bat voice got more and more ridiculous. It was very noticeable in the Dark Knight and just comical in Dark Knight Rises for the most part. But I really believe that his voice in Batman Begins was awesome. Had the intimidation factor, and when he brought it down a notch when Rachel Dawes woke up in the cave with him, it was still, the Batman voice, but he made it more subtle. And I just thought it was really good. There's just so much passion in his performance as Batman in that first movie, and he even admitted himself that he felt kind of overshadowed by Heath Ledger in the second film. And I picked up on that in the press junket stuff they were doing before the film came out. I thought, he just doesn't seem the same as he did when he was making Batman Begins. Something changed, but yeah, I really like his voice. It's probably my favorite one, the Batman Begins Batman voice. Swear to me! It's just so cool. I remember that in the cinema, everyone gasped. Couldn't believe it, so awesome. Then Michael Keaton, very cool Batman voice. It's nice and subtle and effective. So, and you can't go wrong with Kevin Conroy's voice. That's just probably the best one though, isn't it? I don't know, it's debatable. Robert Pattinson's voice was okay. It's not that much different from his Bruce Wayne voice, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't stand out to me. It sounds cool in the film, but it's not standing out to me as a voice that I'd remember and say it's one of my favorites later on. Ben Affleck's voice was obviously some kind of voice modulator or something built into the neck of his cowl that made his voice sound different. That was pretty cool. He did sound very intimidating in Dawn of Justice, and it suited the look, the big, bulky, intimidating look that he had as well. So yeah, Batman Begins is my favorite bat voice. Let me know what yours is. I'm just thinking of like realism, like functionality, practicality, and also intimidation factor has to be there as well. And I really do like the suit from the Batman film. It's definitely been growing on me over time, and seeing it in the Hot Toys figure form, it really hammers it home in a different way because it's so accurately done. Not 100% accurate, we covered that in the review, and a lot of people know there's things about the figure that aren't perfect, but overall it's a very, very good job. And like I said, it just lets you examine something like this and you think, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. Still looks pretty heavy around the chest and the shoulders, but the arms seem to have good movement. I'm thinking about the actual real suit here. Yeah, it seems very functional, a good amount of protection, and also intimidating as well. And a similar suit would be the Dark Knight one, and I've never really forgiven this suit, if I'm honest with you. I'm an Irish Scorpio, we don't tend to forgive, so yeah, I feel just ever since 2008 when I first saw this and it replaced my favourite Batsuit from Batman Begins. It broke my heart when this one came along. I mean, it's something I like. I've spent enough money on different versions of it in figure form, so there must be something about it I like. Also, I mean, you got protection here. I mean, they say in the movie he's got areas where the protection is less prominent. Like there's some areas in here where we saw him get stabbed right about, what was it, there, up in his ribs. Get up in them ribs, where Talia al Ghul done stabbed him. So, but he was really protected in Batman Begins from fire, bullets, all sorts, and he had that animal-like appearance, and the animal-like factor, that creature-like nightmare, went away with this suit. It really became more of a military look, but it is very cool. But as far as which suit, because I view these two as the two most similar to each other, the Batman suit and the Dark Knight suit, because they're obviously going for realistic practicality and maneuverability and all that stuff. I think I prefer, do you know what, it's too early to say. I think I prefer this one as far as the overall look of the suit. It makes sense and it looks realistic, you know. I mean, I can imagine this actually happening, you know. I can imagine someone wearing this, and the cowl as well, with that just close to the skull, very tight to the head, and just happens to be, you know, has the ears, and that stitched together effect that it has is very cool. What do you think, folks? The Dark Knight suit and the Batman suit, which one are you preferring? Now we have that kind of contrast between the practicality and theatricality over here, with that very much kind of tapping into your fears, your imagination, something that you would, you know, if encountered in the night and you survived to, you know, think about it afterwards, this would probably haunt your dreams and keep you from having a good night's sleep for the rest of your life. Very much like the Batman Begins suit again, managing to merge creature with man, or in, you know, the Hot Toys recent releases, merging pigeon and man. You got to go the custom route to solve that. But the yeah, just a stark difference. It's really interesting, a stark difference seeing something like these two suits together, both from movies, from the long-lasting Batman franchise. Just keeps pumping out films, but they've all been pretty damn good, apart from the ones that we know. You know, in their own way they're entertaining. Stuff like Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. Batman Forever I can handle. Batman and Robin is just ridiculous, but you know, I guess you can have fun watching it if you go in with the right frame of mind. But no, I definitely prefer a more dark and gritty Batman film. So I love that element of the Batman movie, the way Gotham is portrayed, and the weather, and the score, the music is incredible, and really, really, really is a highlight of that film. But then again, so is Tim Burton's 92 Batman Returns movie. Again, the music was fantastic, and the look of the movie with the snow, very different, just awesome. You know, I'm picturing the Batmobile slowly cruising through the streets of Gotham while it's snowing at night, and he's keeping an eye on the Penguin. He's got his suspicions. Man, we've got some good stuff. It's a good time to be alive. I'm 43 years old, and I remember seeing the original Batman 1989 movie in the cinema in Dublin, and found it quite scary when I was about, what was I, 8, 9 maybe. And then Batman Begins in 2005 changed my life and made me start this channel and inspired me, and such a strong message of hope in that film, and the fact that you can, you know, really have an effect if you dedicate yourself. It's a beautiful film to me in so many ways. But then we've got this really kind of dark and gritty Batman film with, you know, I mean, obviously people mention stuff like Seven as an influence, other films as well. But I get that, I see that, and I feel it when I'm watching it, and I like it. I like that kind of mood to the film. Oh no, he's from a video game, but I'll show him beside it anyway, just so you can see. This is Kevin Conroy on the right from the Arkham games, specifically from Arkham Asylum, the first one. The actual figure is by Hot Toys, and it's the Arkham City version with the blue and grey colour scheme, but I wanted to have a black and grey colour scheme from the remastered Arkham Asylum game. So I just repainted the figure and got him a custom cape and weathered him and done various bits and pieces, but just so you can see the suits beside each other. You know, it's a video game, so I'm not going to try to talk about realism as would he be able to move in this and do all the stuff he does. It looks pretty thick. It is a thick rubber suit on the figure, pretty thick, so I like it though. I think it's really cool. I do like my theatricality with the Batman suit. I do like that more animal-like look. But I don't think the Robert Pattinson Batsuit here loses that. It's still, you know, at certain angles and certain scenes in the movie, definitely there is still that element there. It has to be. You always have to keep that. You know, it's going to be harder to maintain that, I guess, the more, you know, you focus on the armor and making it so obvious that it is armor in places. You're going to lose the animal-like, you know, quality of it. And now to many people's favorite suit, and I totally understand why. The Batman suit from Dawn of Justice, worn by Ben Affleck. This is absolutely awesome. Obviously very much inspired by The Dark Knight Returns, graphic novels, Frank Miller. Very true to that. Love it. I still don't know to this day why Hot Toys haven't made this in quarter scale, because that would be amazing, or some other company, you know. I don't know, you know, maybe we will in the future. Maybe that's something that Hot Toys are just saving for a rainy day. I'm sure people would lose their proverbial poo-poo if they announced a quarter scale version of this. I was never really a fan of any other suit after this that Ben Affleck wore, you know, apart from the armored suit when he fights Superman. That was, again, very true to the graphic novel, and I think they did a great job in the first film with the suits. They all look great. And this is a custom head by Unreal Customs. It has a posable, movable neck, or head on the neck. You know, it's two separate pieces, but it looks, you know, seamless from the front view and from the side, you know, slightly askew. And it's also got an Unreal Customs cape, and I repainted the suit grey. It turned out really nice. But it's a shame, because Ben Affleck was so good in Dawn of Justice. That warehouse scene is one of the best Batman scenes ever filmed, and he was amazing as Batman in that movie. And Warner Brothers totally screwed him over, screwed the fans over, and themselves over by cutting the film and releasing it in the state they did, just so they could get more screenings and make more money. It's a damn shame that whoever made those decisions was allowed to do that, because you know, we finally got to see the extended cut, they call it, and that was the version we were supposed to see in the first place. But like I said, they wanted to get more screenings, so they cut the film to pieces, released it in a state where it made no sense, and the ripples in the water spread across the whole DCEU from that movie onwards, and it's just not been pretty ever since. So damn Warner Brothers for what they did to that movie. And I'm sure we would have had some pretty cool Ben Affleck stuff as Batman if they had just released the film in the state it was supposed to come out in. You know, the full movie. It still would have had the Martha scene, but that never bothered me. I saw the film very early and before any of the internet stuff kicked off, so I had none of that stuff in my head when I saw it. I get it, you know. So I think people overdid it with that a little bit. And poor old Ben Affleck, you know, he didn't take it too good, I don't think, and that's a shame, because initially he wanted to make an Arkham Asylum film, didn't he? And that would have been dark and very, very cool. because yeah, if you haven't read the Arkham Asylum graphic novel and checked out the artwork, it's just phenomenal. So that would have been nice. But yeah, we can thank Warner Brothers or whoever the hell made those decisions for the state it ended up getting into. But yeah, there was a lot of potential here. That's one of the best Batmans ever seen on the big screen right there. He deserved better. Alright, then we have my favourite, the Nomax survival suit for advanced infantry, which Bruce Wayne took and sprayed black to block out any heat signature, and just added his ninja gauntlets, which was very clever for deflect, or being able to defend himself against swords, knives, and other stuff. Very clever the way they incorporated the reason for the ears being there, to have the little antennas go up into the ears of the cowl so that he could listen in on people, and a fair amount of protection after they worked out the bugs to the head, and the functionality of the cape allowing him to glide from building to building, and also to help him conceal himself in the darkness. And that black velvety material just absorbs light and allows him to just kind of step backwards into the shadows and disappear. Also striking fear into people, because again, that whole creature, I mean, if you're in that world, in the Nolan world, on that first night at the docks, and you have no idea that Batman he doesn't exist yet, and then you're going about your business and you're getting little flashes of something like this coming after you and absolutely battering the hell out of you, ripping you up into the sky, disappearing one by one. Yeah, it's really creepy. I love it. When the cape's over his shoulders, you can see a good look at the suit. You can see the level of protection here. I mean, we know that it can stop bullets to an extent and protect him from fire. That's a big one. And movements seem pretty good. I mean, they actually say in one of the books of the making of the Dark Knight trilogy, the Dark Knight suit that he switched to in the second film was actually heavier than this one. It was a lot more like what it really is, armor plates, whereas this was, I guess, like a rubber suit. So not very comfortable, but I suppose it gets pretty heavy after a while of wearing it on set. The original cape was velvet, but it was getting bogged down with the rain and getting very heavy, so they switched to that really fine nylon silk and flocked it with hair to make it look like velvet. And that's my favorite. But this Batsuit here could easily squeeze into a top 3 to me, I think, how I'm feeling right now. See, I got Batman Begins for my theatrical monster-looking Batman, I'm thinking about Michael Keaton in the 89 suit, or the... I might not put Keaton in the top 3 because I have Batman Begins for that kind of look, and they're quite similar. I have that one for that look. Then I'm thinking Ben Affleck in the Dawn of Justice suit that we just looked at in the number 2 spot, and possibly Patterson's suit here in the number 3 spot. So my top 3 right now, as I'm filming this, that might be my top 3. So let me put Ben Affleck in line here. Alright, so I've put them in order. So number 1, Batman Begins. Number 2, Dawn of Justice. And number 3, The Batman. That's how I'm feeling tonight. Could easily change, obviously, but right now these will be my picks for my top 3 Batsuits from movies. What would yours be, and why? Let me know in the comments. And I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Just a bit of a random one. I did not know at the time of me filming this, when I started filming, I didn't think I was going to be giving you a top 3 Batsuits. That wasn't the plan. but that's where we've ended up. So but we talked about some fun stuff, you know, practicality of the suit and theatricality versus, you know, practicality, functionality, all that stuff. You got the poor old guys on the sidelines here. Yeah, thanks a lot. Well, you're here already. Batman Begins. Just the more moody version of you, which I prefer. You know? So cool. But yeah, that is the OT Customs custom head sculpt with the moving eyes, and I think it's an OT Customs cape as well. It's the most recent body and suit by Hot Toys, the second batch with the matte finish Takara Batman Begins gauntlets, and I think that's about all you need to know about that. This one is the Unreal Customs head sculpt, and it's on the Toy Fair exclusive Batman Begins body from some years ago, and I forget who made this particular cape because I have a few of these, but it's a nice long velvety cape. Alright, so I need to find a spot for the Batman figure. I need to make space on the shelf. I've been trying to get ready, bring you guys the first room tour video. Hey Buzz. Yeah, he's always up to no good. And there's Woody, one of my Woodies. I've got two. This is the version where he's obviously just being a doll. He's all floppy. The alive version is on the floor behind me. But yeah, I've been tweaking some figures and getting ready to bring you guys another little collection tour video, first one of the year. Still need to figure some things out in here. The Godzilla stuff takes up a lot of space, but I gotta display my Godzilla figures. I really love the Big G, he makes me happy. Godzilla fans know what I'm talking about. Look how good the Joker looks. I don't understand why Hot Toys, InArt, you know, neither one of them get the colour of the coat right. It's more like the colour of the Green Goblin's clothes here. It's not far off. Some of the ones I've seen, like the new DX, no, it's not this extreme obviously with the tone of purple, but it's just, this is the tone, you know, the tone it should be. This beautiful, rich, deep purple. And someone on Facebook was asking about these nameplates for me figures. Some of them have them. They're made by Matt Weaver on Instagram. Wicked Designs. They're really nice. These guys add a nice amount of colour to the shelf. But yeah, I'm still working on the display so I could bring you a new video. I've had to put a lot of figures in storage because of the Godzilla situation. They've taken a whole shelf. I am figuring things out, and I'll find a nice spot for the Batman figure. Such a great piece, folks. Check out the review if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, watch it again. I gave you some good footage in that video. Some of it, I look back, like the close-up on his face. Well, there's a good few close-ups with the light coming all around him. Just, it looked incredible. But I am pretty much blown away by it. You know, I was frustrated. That's another thing. Because the review on this figure was so long, about 55 minutes, a lot of people obviously saw me very unhappy with the cape that was on him when he came out of the box. He comes with two. I didn't actually have the second cape on the desk when I was showing you the accessories, so people assumed that I didn't know there was a second cape. I did. I just thought it looked ugly on the desk. It looked like a little trash bag in amongst all the accessories on the, you know, the desk when I was showing it. So I thought that looks ugly, I'm going to put it to the side. But then as the review progressed, I decided it was time to try the cape that's intended for the bike, and it actually works out a lot better with that cape. I would prefer the second one a lot better. You know, just I'm able to work with it, and it looks like it has weight to it and falls nicely on his shoulders because of all the wires. And Unreal Customs just uploaded a video showing you how to mod your figure. Really interesting video. Check that out on YouTube. But yeah, I'll find a good spot for him and I'll get back to you. I can feel that I want to do more content on him, so I'll think of reasons to do that, or excuses to do that, and I'll bring you more videos on the figure soon because it's worth it, man. It's worth filming and having fun with. It's really quite an awesome piece. Speaking of awesome pieces, there's the Takara Batman. That's the one that started it all for me. My first 1/6 figure that I started the channel with, in the background there. A very cool piece. It still holds up well today, all these years later. Holds its own amongst all these incredible pieces. Okay, look out for more videos, and I'll see you soon.